Sambola Vinaka, everyone. Welcome to your Pacific morning show. It's me, Soa, here with Hana,
Kia ora.
and our amazing special guest of the morning, host of the Morning Shack on New FM, reporter for The Crowd Goes Wild, and certified pie connoisseur
Oh, look at that.
of the bakery run.
That language was intentional. you know?
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Timprovise.
Bro, bro, bro. What is? Oh, we got the guns as well.
We needed to have the. You cannot miss the guns.
Okay.
We missed the sirens today, but oh no, actually,
Nah,
it
it's
was the
normally-
siren before.
Hold up, it's normally the shots and then
Yeah,
the
the
sirens.
sirens, yeah.
But we flipped it today. This is amazing, Iswa. Look at you, eh?
Thank you.
Changing the narrative, brother.
I'm trying my best. Yeah. Welcome, bro. It's good to have you here.
Thank you for having me on. I'm very privileged and honored to be here. Yeah.
Oh,
So-
I'm gonna have a heart attack now.
Please, not on the show. Just not the show.
Hi, Hannah.
Hello, how are you? I'm good,
I
thank
just
you.
found this.
Yes, sorry, I placed that there before the show, but
Thank you, Ryan. I love you.
thank you so much, Tim, for coming on.
Thank you. Yeah. No, I always, I'll never say no to a podcast, especially somebody from, from South Auckland, my peoples.
Let's go.
It's not like one of those, I think a lot of people think, oh no, that person won't come on my podcast. And like, I went through all that as well. And it's not easy to get like quality guests on. I'm not saying that I'm going to be a quality guest,
You are a quality
You are.
guest.
You are.
but yeah, it's really, it's nothing like, I don't know why people say no to podcasts. It's pretty out the gate to say no to something like this that's so wholesome. And so thank you for inviting me on.
Yeah. It's essentially just a conversation
Hard out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
on cameras, and everyone's gonna listen into us spilling our deepest, darkest secrets.
Exactly. And that's why we love you, because you have the heart for that.
Oh, man.
Anyone watching? That's the kind of heart you need if you're in media. No more clout chasers. I'm sick of you guys. No, just
Well,
kidding.
since you brought it up, no.
How's your Monday morning been?
Yeah, good. Just up and ready to roll. Had a big weekend on Taranaki, just moving, so all that stuff. So it's been busy. So but it's been good. I'm always on the go, so it's quite cool. Yeah.
Nice. Should we jump straight into
Let's
the
get into it.
talk of the day?
Yes, the talk of the day. I'll introduce that for us. So Dirty Sesh. Do you know Dirty Sesh, his podcast?
Not personally, but
Yeah.
I am aware. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Have you heard of Dirty Sesh?
Yeah, that's Mike King's son there.
Yes.
And I really don't care. I actually used to listen to some MTC back in the day, but not anymore because I listen to techno now.
Awesome.
Not that anyone.
Thanks for that.
Thanks.
Has anybody got any Spotify playlists for us? Or send it on through in the comments, please.
PDM.
Oh yeah, what was Dirty Shit? What was
Dirty
Dirty
Sesh.
Sesh?
Dirty Sesh
Saying-
basically released a video saying that Israel Adesanya does not get enough mainstream media coverage in New Zealand, which is true. And it part of the reason may possibly because he's not willing to rep being a Kiwi, he's always either repping the Islanders or his own culture and nationality. But Izzy retweeted as well. He's like, why is New Zealand media not recognizing my international accomplishments as much as they should? And so Dirty Sesh was like, he's like, top dog, why isn't he being recognized? And because you guys are both in media, I wanted to ask you guys what your thoughts on that was.
Sirens are out.
Yeah, well, we're definitely in South Auckland.
Oh man, the sirens are out. Oh no, maybe I
Put
should
some more
just.
sirens, please. Oh.
Yeah.
I Totoko, I do, like he does, as he doesn't get, I don't think he gets I believe like he doesn't get the attention in the mainstream that he does. But I think with especially in the sports side of media, it's very, he's right in saying that it is very old school. The people that run a lot of the a lot of the spots that run sports, they're very Pākehā orientated, and Pākehās love their rugby. Pālangis love their rugby. They don't even love their league as much as they love their rugby, because even the leagueies kind of feel the same. Even the Warriors, but I mean, you know, like you go to the Warriors games, there's so many people there compared to some of the the Blues games.
Yep.
And it's by far because, you know, it's more of a rugby's more of a gentleman's game. And
Yeah.
it's from, I mean, when you look at it, it's from
Yeah.
colonialism. It is from, you know, from England. So,
Mm.
and, you know, rugby's just, our league is just an offshoot from it.
Mm.
And a new, and, you know, MMA is still in its really infancy stages, just kind of growing up. And, you know, they're just slow to get to the ball, really, I think. Like, you know, TV1, TVNZ,
Yeah.
TV3, all those ones, all those mainstream outlets, they're they're it's almost hilarious how slow they are to get to things. I mean, you look at Stephen Adams, like he doesn't get love either.
True.
You know, it's
True.
not just, it's not, you know, like, and you know, we used Izzy, or they, you know, they used Izzy as as this is what we're going to talk about. But no, Steve Adams is the same man, and it goes to like Scott Dixon, who is a Palangi, but is probably the richest sportsman that New Zealand's ever had. He's a Formula One driver, F1 driver, not Formula One, IndyCar. Yeah, he makes multi-million dollars. I went to school with that, bro.
Wow.
Yeah.
Buzzy.
I went to school with Scott Dixon. Well, he wouldn't remember me.
What school? What school's this?
That's straight James Cook, baby.
Oh, let's go.
Listen, where's my boy? Come on, brother.
Sorry.
There you go, JC, baby. So it was he was at James Cook. So but nah, he was like he's a bit older than me. But you know, like I'm saying, like I don't think it's targeted. I think it's just, you know, anybody that's not a rugby player can get it. You know, like will get shaded. And there's, I mean, Lydia Ko's another one. Like, even Tiger Woods' caddy, like Steve Williams, who is an amazingly rich man for just being the caddy to Tiger Woods,
Right.
hardly got any shine. So I think it is true, but it's not a targeted true. You know, if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
no.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
See-
Oh, sorry.
No,
you
it's
go.
all right. See, these are the things that I'm always interested in because there's always an actual answer, which is what you've just provided us. And then there's always the, you know, assumptions that people have on why aren't they covering these stories? Why is mainstream? And it just shows like we always need to, not we, but a lot of people feel that stories are only validated if it's on mainstream media.
Oh, 100. And
Yeah.
also, like, it hurts somebody like me. So let's say, like, if I can't, there's no way I can get a story with Israel Adesanya. Like, he's just like, no, I'm not doing any media because nobody wants to promote me like they do everywhere else. And it's the same. We're both right and wrong on the same side of things. Because I kind of, you know, like they ruin it for somebody like me who's authentic and just
true.
wants to chill with the bro
True.
and do a story with him. But on the flip side of that, because, you know, the mainstream media didn't show him love when he should have had love. You know, it comes down to, And, you know, I've met Izzy multiple times and, you know, dapped him up and you know, like out and about. And he's always such a beautiful soul. Like you feel it when you're there. And I've only talked to him like, I don't know, like 3 minutes total. And but you can feel it, and his vibe is great. And I've done all of his, you know, like I did Kai France with the bakery run.
Yes.
And you know, like a lot of his teammates. But never been able to crack a Izzy story, and I think that's really the reason, because he just doesn't trust mainstream media, and fair enough, he shouldn't.
No, you're absolutely right. And also we need to. I don't think it's consciously a race thing. I think maybe bias wise. They don't see him out there flying the New Zealand flag, and then they're like, oh no, you know.
Oh, it's definitely got some racial bias towards it. And I mean, if we go all the way back to Mark Hunt and Ray Seffel in Japan, right?
Yeah.
There was no love for those two when they were breaking records and selling out crowds. I mean, Tox Fale is another version. I know that's your, you know, like that's your bro, but you know, he was like in New Japan Pro and stuff. Yeah, I gather it's not a you know, it's not a sport.
Yeah,
still it's athleticism going on, but you know, things like that he wasn't able, like nobody gave him love for that. Yeah, but the bushwhackers, everybody loves the bushwhackers.
It's because, well, you know, mainstream media tends to go where mainstream audiences are.
Yeah.
And we can look at the prestige. We'll just use Tox as an example. Tox and Jay White.
Yes.
Right. Jay White first ever New Zealand born IWGP World Heavyweight Championship.
Wow.
That championship is more prestige than the WWE Championship.
Oh, yeah.
If we're being
Whoa.
honest. Yeah,
Crazy.
It's
definitely.
been around for a bit, yeah.
Yeah, it's Even
I
though
mean-
there were some years where it's like them, but the prestige wise in professional wrestling circles, everyone knows IWGP and then WWE and then everyone else.
Yep.
You know, when Jay White won the world championship, there was no mentions of that either.
No.
So it's kind of like, but at the same time, it's like, you know, they've got to show where their audiences, their main demographics are. And obviously they're like, our certain demographics are mostly interested in rugby, mostly interested in netball and all of these other mainstream sports that we've been fed. But man, there are so many other talented people who were either born here or grew up here doing amazing stuff out there,
100, yeah.
but they don't get any mentions or love simply because it's a bit on the fringe
Yeah.
and it's not the right look. But
it's
it's
a
like,
weird thing.
yeah.
And like I've been in rooms where you know, like they've looked at me and they've gone, oh yeah, this is a white dude, you know, and then the minute I start talking, they oh, okay, not too sure here, but you know, so it does happen, and you know, like yeah, I mean Dakota Kai's another one, like
Yeah.
she's killing it in the WWE, but nobody
Yeah.
really knows of her. And I get it, like people, we got to understand too, like there's, I like to think about like bubbles, right? There's people, everybody has their own little bubble, and what's inside their bubble is what they consume media wise.
Yep.
And anything outside the bubble, they're not, they don't care about. And we got to think about the people that are pulling the strings in TVNZ and the mainstream media, and outside of their bubble, inside their bubble is the same thing that it's been for years.
Yeah.
Country Calendar,
Right.
the dog show,
Yeah.
rugby, the lotto,
Yeah.
like all those things that have been, because they're 50, 60,
Yeah.
going on to 70-year-old males, white males, right?
Yeah.
So that's all that's in their bubble. And anything outside the bubble, I'm not too sure if that's where we want to go. And yeah, so I think it's about just changing the narrative a bit, what media is out there. But at the same time, as he did mention as well, Israel mentioned as well that he doesn't really need the mainstream media because he has the internet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is 100% true. And yeah, so, but there is a validity to being on the mainstream
Yeah,
media,
there definitely is.
which is another side of things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you can't say he's wrong. You can't say both of them are wrong. And they've got very valid points to each thing. But yeah, I just really wish that we could somehow change the narrative.
Yeah.
Somehow, I don't know how, but yeah.
And just hearing you guys speak, it's more complex. You know,
Oh.
I presented the question, like, what are your guys' thoughts on it? But just hearing media is very complex, guys. Like, what you may see is probably far from what the truth is
Yeah.
happening
100.
behind the scene.
Yeah.
And when you're in media and you're trying to get people to understand that, it's a very hard barrier to jump over. So yeah, thank you for your insight. That was
Hey,
great.
we just started, man. What's going on?
Oh,
Is
yeah,
that
that's
the
right.
podcast? Are we finished?
We just started. No, we actually did just start. So I'm going to go into our next part. This is the part where I give our guest a chance to bring some good vibes in the morning, to encourage anyone who's listening on their way to work or dropping the kids off to school. If you're out to get your bakery, your morning bakery, something to think about. So Tim, you've come a long way.
Okay.
You've done so well in the industry, and we're so happy to have you on. What is something in your life, a quote or a lesson that has literally changed who you are or has helped you to get where you are today?
This is pretty cool that, you know, you get to kind of think. I used to always live by this, like this one, and it was like there's like it's like a double entendre. There's two ways of thinking about this, and it's it was from oh man, he's like an American politician way back in the day. Yeah, I can't remember his name. And anyway, he was an African American.
Oh, cool.
And he said like, and it's like 4 words. All it is like no struggle, no progress, right? Which is NO, you know, like no struggle. If you don't struggle, you won't progress. But then on the other side of things, if it's like, if you know like what struggle is, then you will know how to progress. And yeah, that's what I've kind of always with the KNOW. Yeah, so it's like there's 2 parts to it. Yeah, and I've always kind of gone off that. It's always been like my basketball, because I come from a basketball background, and I've always kind of said, hey, if you're not going to struggle and get into training, then you're not going to progress. And yeah, so that's my one. And the other one is patience. Hey, I think my journey, and we'll get to it later. I mean, we can talk about it another time. It's just patience and being ready, I think, is another thing. But yeah, no struggle, no progress is, yeah.
I needed that.
Oh, man, there you go.
I'm going to the gym now. Bye.
You just got to walk out of the office.
But, I mean, it's why I've been following you for a long time. And, bruh, that is, like, you're the personification of that.
It's I would say it's all of that, especially when you fall off the bandwagon. Yeah.
But that's the thing, right? You fall off the bandwagon, but you know what struggle is you have to struggle, you know it. So then if you know that, then you know that you have to, that's the only way to progress.
Yeah, 100%. It's, man, when I heard that, I just think, perseverance.
Yeah.
You just gotta, even when it's crap times, gotta soldier on.
Man, 100%. I've been through, like a lot of changes in my life, and in the last maybe a year, the last year, it's just been downhill. A lot of things have just been going for me. So, but it's because I knew that I had to put all the work in, and I got out what I put in. Yeah. So, yeah. I
love that. I think what I like about that is there's no growth without struggle. So if it automatically makes it part of the process, because when you're going through struggle, you're like, I just want to give up now.
Oh, 100%.
But if you're putting
and everybody does.
Yeah. If you're putting it as a checklist or as something that's supposed to be ticked off as part of success, it's like it can't happen without that.
It's a byproduct, really.
Exactly.
Like success is a byproduct of just progressing and struggling and getting to where you have to get to. And yeah. Oh, I'm glad I can. You guys heard that one before?
Love that.
Oh, look at me, eh? I should have just said, I made that up. That was from my
my book of quotes, eh?
Let's jump in let's go back to media.
Yeah. Let's get there.
The media and, different perceptions around media. And we'll just kick off with, was still recovering from this. We need to come up with a safe word for pandemic, because I feel like we've been saying it since 2020, and it's just like, my ears are bleeding every time I hear this word. Anyway, and we'll just use the pandemic as an example of how fast certain narratives can be spread, and just how powerful both mainstream media can be and how powerful these things can be. At times you could think, how would you think about during the pandemic, there's this disease going on around the world being spread like wildfire, but also misinformation spreading like wildfire. There are two pandemics going on at the same time.
Yeah.
It's just, it's a real gift and a curse, right? That you have access to all this information, but some people just, going back to what you had said earlier, just kind of insulate themselves in this bubble, this echo chamber of, no. If that's not part of like the narrative that I'm comfortable with, then it's wrong, or I'm not open to that. So, what would you say about the power and the influence that media has on the information being spread?
I think social media has got has a hugely more potent type of influence on people. I think in both ways, positive and negative.
Yeah.
I mean, you go to any comment section on anything, people find that their opinions matter.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes people misunderstand and kind of feel the entitlement of having an opinion needs to go out.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. Like sometimes, like I crack up sometimes at some of the things people post, and you know, like Iswa, you know this more than anybody, is that everybody wants to give their opinions on, but they're not willing to put a video up of themselves.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They're not willing to take the plunge.
Yeah.
But hey, they'll be in that comment section saying, hey, you're doing that sit up wrong. Or,
Yeah.
hey, that's not a pull up. But you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I think some people find that they can have a camera and they can, you know, they do stuff, but it's social media can be that way. But at the same time, so can mainstream. Like there are some things on the mainstream that actually buy into or like feed into narratives that aren't I mean, it borderlines on the truth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm.
It doesn't actually.
It's not the whole truth.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we give time to, you know, politicians or people that are saying outlandish things on mainstream media, not just politicians, it's regular people
Yeah.
too. But yet the people that are saying the positive things, like, you know, people that are doing positive for the community, they won't get a shine in, but we'll go and see the guy that said, you know, like the 5G towers are taking over the world.
Yeah.
We'll give them some time, but we won't give somebody the time that's, you know, helping out homeless in the community or helping out, you know, local schools,
Yeah.
you know, donating their time
Yeah.
to helping local high schools with mentoring and things like that. We don't highlight them, but we'll go to where the crazy is and we'll put that on. So yeah, that I think that's that's how I think it works.
Yeah. And I saw a tweet the other day, sorry, bring up Twitter.
Wasn't my
social-
tweets, was it?
Not this time,
Okay.
but
Good.
it was saying
I don't want none of that. Okay, I don't think Ryan will let us say some of those things.
we'll keep out of there. But like someone was saying, social media only promotes the bizarrest of things. Like it's not real life.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's either one or the other, right? It's like you're either super perfect and you either put out there that you're super perfect and this is how my life is, or you go the other way and you're like, hey, look at me, I can snort a noodle up my nose and comes out my mouth, like that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, and people get into that.
know.
Oh, sorry, I said producers. my bad, brother. We run it back. Cut.
We'll just insert a.
But yeah, so no, I think just in terms of that, it's so true.
Yeah.
It is the bizarro world sometimes.
Yeah.
And the people that are doing positive things and are pushing out positivity get drowned really by people that are just going, oh, I want to go and see that dude that's doing some silly stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and it's also attention.
Yeah.
Oh, 100.
Like, we can highlight all these cool things that are going on, and I wish we could do more of that. But as soon as someone hears, oh, someone got arrested for this and that, oh, I gotta see that. I gotta see that. I gotta click this. We'll use the New Zealand Herald as an example. That's a cesspool of like comments every time they say something in Te Reo Māori or something, right? And they know what they're doing. It encourages comments on their threads.
Oh hell yeah, they bait everybody.
Yeah.
And they're great at
And
it.
they're good at it. That's the thing. I was
Yeah.
like,
And people get fooled. Like I'm like, damn, you guys are good.
Yeah.
And not a good way. I'm not like applauding them.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, that was good. That was whoever's in charge of that.
Yeah, you're
They're
just
a
like
marketing genius.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even around the whole Posey Parker, the gender ideology thing, bro, New Zealand Herald was pushing that till the end, man.
But
Like,
it's because they knew, we're gonna generate some clicks here. We're gonna gather eyes on our.
And then they take that stat and they take it to their shareholders.
Yep.
And
And
they're
then
like-
their shareholders are like,
Yeah.
here's some money, So
Yeah.
that's, and you're 100% right. And yeah, we all fall for it. No, I don't want to say we all do, but majority of us fall for it. Majority of us go, oh, who's this famous? There was one that was like a famous radio producer or radio personality got done for DUI, right?
Yeah.
wait, what's DUI? Sorry.
Drunk under the
Oh,
driving
yeah.
driving under the influence.
Mm.
Yeah, and everyone's like, "Oh, this will be interesting."
Yeah.
They throw the words famous and
Yeah.
notorious and all these ones. Then you find out it's like some person that's in like Hawke's Bay there, you know, like that's only got, you know, like only a regional radio station, but it's, you know, you know, it's pretty famous. They throw away these adjectives that generate clicks. 100%.
Yeah, but also like humans, we're like this. Like we prey on the downfall of others.
Oh, hell yeah.
Sometimes, well, especially those in power, right? And I'll use American late night television as an example. When Donald Trump was in power, every time he did one little thing, it would turn into, that's the week's content. Done. Right there. You know, and we're noticing now that, you know, Joe Biden, someone who's always been a part of the establishment, they're still mocking him because he's old and stuff, but it's like, it's not necessarily fun. But you know, now that Donald Trump is being arrested and he's going through all of this indictment process and all that, they're like, we can jump on that again.
Salivate a bit.
Yeah.
Here we go. Yeah.
Because it means that they could get more clicks, like you said, and we'll be like, look, we got more views.
Comes down to
give us some more money.
You're really playing with human behavior. It's psychology, man.
But they've been doing this for years, though.
Yeah.
They've been doing this for years. Like, this is not just a new thing. You know, they do it for years and years and years, and then now they've just perfected it a bit. And but no, totally talk what you guys are talking about.
So we'll just take a step back a little bit, and you know, kind of like how a lot of false information was being spread during the peak of the pandemic. You know, how could we spread verified and good, proper information, do you think?
I mean, that's $1 million question. That's the question that the government have been asking and trying to assess. And I mean, you know, I don't think it's a clear-cut answer. Like, we can't even get verified accounts anymore.
Oh my gosh, the Twitter blue check mark. I don't even know what the value of it is.
Everywhere. You can just buy them now. So it's like, how are you going to tell who's legit and who's not? So yeah, it's a toughie. It's a tough one to think. But I think like around not just the pandemic, but just anything really. Yeah. You know, I think it comes down to common sense of people. And sometimes people don't have common sense. Their sense is not common sometimes, and they, you know, it's all about like going to a source of information that is respectable, and is, you know, like when you go to university and you do your papers and stuff like that, it needs to be, you know, checked. It needs to be reference checked, right? So having backup for those things is something that a lot of people learn during school and during that, but a lot of people don't really learn, you know. So I think not saying that education is, you know, you need to go to university to be educated, but I'm just saying you learn about fact checking, and you know, I think people just need to stop being so lazy, I suppose. Like, go around, look around, go to different sites and see if it's legit or not, or even ask.
To be honest, I think that's the beauty that I see social media brought, was that now people have to do their homework instead of being boxed in front of a television, being told what to believe. So it's put us in a space where we're forced to research now. We're forced to like do stuff. And to be honest, it's got a good to it, a good element. And some do and some don't, you know. I tell my mum, bro, all the time, Mum, you don't get anything for free on Facebook. Right? No matter how much you reshare this, you're not going to get a free car off on this one. The Samoan community isn't dirty with that one, right? Like the stop clicking pyramid schemes.
This is why I keep my parents off social media. So even though my laptop says, "Hi, Mom," I'm not even going to see this. Hi to all the mums out there. I love you all. Because what is it? You're absolutely right about cross-checking everything. Because a fun fact, when I was at uni, what's the one thing they tell you at uni? Don't use Wikipedia. Right? Because anyone can jump on and edit it. But I used Wikipedia.
I did too.
Yeah, but it's because I would cite the information on Wikipedia. Well, I'd see the information on Wikipedia and go down and check what they cited.
Yep, at the bottom.
Yeah, at the bottom. And if that citation is true, I'm like, oh, I'll use that, not Wikipedia.
Boom.
See, I'm smart sometimes.
C's get degrees.
C's get degrees and D's out the door. I was gonna see something else, but
hey,
You guys are on a strike right today. You guys are on a strike today, okay?
Ryan actually grabbed his chair. And
yeah. Man, right,
Ciao,
right,
Ryan.
yeah.
Ryan, put your shoes back on. Put your sandals back on, Ryan. Don't throw them at us.
Ryan, I was just kidding that you could put down the sapelo, please. Thank you.
Yeah, that's so true. But I want to talk a bit about the hierarchy of how people perceive media. So you probably are noticing we're addressing a lot of the perceptions because we have to deal with a lot of the perceptions in our work and things like that. But there's always this constant narrative that if you're in mainstream, you're here. If you're in podcasting, you're below. And we've had chuckles about podcasts. Too many guys are starting podcasts. And just how I'm looking at it, it's, I wouldn't say unfair, but how would you address those kind of perceptions?
Around podcasting?
Probably just around how, mainstream media is up here
Oh,
and
okay,
everyone
I get
else
you.
is just kind of like,
Yeah.
Like,
there's a
'cause
picking order.
I'm very new into the mainstream game, I suppose. I've been at Crowd Goes Wild for a year now. And, I see it all the time. But, it's slowly going away, and it's quite cool to see. Like, you have people like Regan, my best mate, Regs, shout outs to him, being on Duck Rockers.
So
And,
cool.
don't wave to him.
Oh.
Okay,
I'll take that back. Can you reverse that and then
Wave to
untake
him.
that wave back?
Don't you deal with
That was
him.
pity.
Let him need that.
That's the Reverend
He gets
from...
he gets enough.
okay.
Okay, but like he was on he's on Duck Rockers.
Yo.
And we're slowly making waves.
Yeah.
And it's cool to see. And slow motion is better than no motion sometimes.
Yes.
And at least something's happening, because before it was like social media, yeah, we don't need you guys on here, but it's slowly, but it is about being like, there's a language that they speak,
Yes.
and it's very, very hard to understand, like especially mainstream, especially things like funding
Yeah.
Yo.
and getting funding for things, and it takes a special type of person to understand
Yeah.
or to take the time to think. Like Danny Amoa, for instance,
Yo.
amazing, like in terms of that. So there's other producers and there's other production companies that are jumping on board. Pax Asari is another one. There's plenty out there. So so I think it's just a matter of time, I think. And
Yeah.
I know that sounds really like a jip, but yeah. And in terms of like mainstream to like on screen mainstream
Yeah.
to most social media stuff, there's a bit of it's happening like in the background slowly, and but it's how fast that is, I'm unsure. I'm not too sure how that's going to be.
Yeah.
I'm very, very fortunate to be able to switch from the social media game to mainstream, and I'm very thankful for opportunities that I've gotten, but it didn't come by fluke.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. So, but in terms of the audio side of things, like I think radio should be scared of podcasts, but they're not. So there's two types of podcasts, right? There's this stuff, which is amazing. It's wholesome. We're learning about each other. We're getting, we're taking gems from each other, that kind of stuff. And then there's the radio podcasts, or the manufactured ones, where it's like, we'll pay you to come in and you talk and, blah, 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 blah. And both should be separate somehow, but they just come under the umbrella of a podcast.
Right.
So I think, I don't know what happens there, but I find that a lot more people will gravitate to a personality rather than clout. They're not going to go, they're going to come to something like this sooner or later. It might not be now, it might not be, but because when we're talking about the, the radio podcasts, they still get numbers and they'll get a lot of numbers, but it's hard to get, you get a bit of personality in there, but there's nothing like, when I did my podcast, I had people that knew so much about me and would tell me about it. And it's like, cool, because you listen. So, yeah.
True.
But, yeah, I do feel that, like, radio needs to really be careful and to adjust and to, you know, like evolve a little bit. And I don't know what that is. And I you know, I've got a couple of ideas, but not proven ideas. But and being in that space too, I've learned quite a lot as well. So yeah.
No, that's cool.
Yeah, no, the way I look at it is that, you know, there's in their ivory towers, there's old school, what's the word I'm looking for here? Institutions, you know, that have been their pillars of the media game, should be afraid.
They should be, but I'll tell you what though, they know how to speak that language I was talking about before. Yeah. They know how to get market. Yeah. They know they've got a marketing department. They've got a sales department.
Exactly.
They've got all these people.
They got the resources.
Yeah. Whereas people like us,
exactly,
we don't.
Yeah.
So that's sorry to interrupt you too.
No, you're fine.
So I think they know how to speak that language. They know how to get a sponsor on board. They have people that are trained and have been doing it for years. How to get like, you know, let's get I don't know, in New Zealand, we're gonna the next, you know, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
but,
and just as like a creator myself, I started my first podcast on my phone, and my phone was cracked at the time, and I just chucked it up. But I realized after my first podcast, which was a political one, got Simon Bridges on. Don't judge me, you know, first fail, first. It was a podcast. It was a good trial and error for me because I learned so much from it. But I just got to realize the amount of resources you need to make it happen well and to not be stressed.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying you can't do it without resources, but now I'm at a point where I have a team and it's not all my doing. It's like our company doing, and producer Ryan doing his great thing. The cameras are us and everything. It's just so much easier to create quality stuff now. Yeah. Whereas before you're focusing on sales, how are we going to market this? And if you're doing everything at once, that's why my heart goes out to people who are just starting to create. So I wanted to ask you, on behalf of those people, in your opinion, how do you view valuable content? What defines valuable content?
That's another hard one because everybody has their own opinions.
Yeah.
Some people like, you know, listening to somebody that has 1 million followers, 6-7 million followers on Instagram. They like to jump on there because, you know, I feel like I know that person now because I've listened to them for an hour. But sometimes there's other people that like to get to know real people like us, you know. So yeah, I mean, what
about from your experience? What have you found valuable for you?
For me, with producing, making valuable stuff, it comes down to just being authentic. Like I'm really like, and one of my mates said this the other day. He was like, out of all of those people that have all those followings and stuff, you're like, not saying that they're not who they are off the camera, but I'm just that person all the time. And it's that, you know, it's that authenticity that really does kind of, that's my thing. You know, I am just like, this is who I am. I'm on my Instagram stories. This is what I'll do. I'll do this on a podcast. I'll do it on a live stream on TV. Like I'll be my same person. And that's really all I can, from my standpoint, is what I had. And just being I think we need representation of people like that are just regular. Because man, I could have got that job at Crowd Goes Wild, and I could have got in front of the camera and changed my voice
with the suit.
Hey guys, blah blah blah, and I would have just been another cog in the wheel, in the machine, really. But I chose to be a bit different, and it's kind of worked out. So. Yeah,
but that's you though.
That's who I am. See? Yeah, I'll put the suit on. Yeah, the whole suit thing is really a piss take it. Like, like I don't wear it because I want to look cool. Yeah, I wear it because I don't want to look cool. Yeah. And I want to show everybody that, hey, I still got shorts and socks and slides on. Yeah, like this is, you know, like I'm really, it's not a direct like look at me stuff. And so, but no, that's how I would say it's authenticity, 100%. And some conglomerates, some institutions, they lack that. They lack the hell out of authenticity.
Do you reckon it's because they're working on old structures of marketing and sales?
100%.
Yeah.
And this has worked in the 80s, this worked in the 90s, this worked for this person. We're just going to tell this person to do the same thing. And that's why I got to give it up to Louis, my boss at PMN at New FM. Because he went the other, where everyone was going left, he went right. And he goes, I'm going to get these two boys on that haven't had any radio experience, but
Amazing.
but great at talking. I was the talker. Regan was the funny one, and that's what you need. You need someone. And now Regan's upped his game and he's starting to talk a little bit. I can't be as funny as that fool.
He's the funniest dude I know.
Hey.
I know you don't want me to say nice things
Ryan,
about Regan.
Ryan, I'll start swearing over what she says. I'll use the F word.
He doesn't like other people speaking
It's
nicely on his best friend.
Not about Regan. Not only we're gonna talk smack about him the whole time.
Clissings.
Yes.
Seriously though, on a serious note, Regan's one of the funniest people I know. Like, we go way back. We've had drink ups, random rap battles. Every time I remember Regan, it's laughter. And I love that he brings that element. And I know Tim probably wants me to shut up right now because I'm saying too much about Ree, but...
Yeah. Don't get him on your podcast. Okay? He doesn't want to come. He told me that you guys podcast.
Really?
He goes,
What a stink, dude.
That one, I'm never going on that one. And I was like, don't be sad, bro. He didn't say that. No, he's amazing, my bro.
Yeah.
I've got all the time and effort in the world for that guy. But sometimes he annoys the sheep out of me.
Yeah, I got you right there. I've never met Regan.
Oh, good, bro. You're blessed. You're blessed, bro.
I'm blessed.
He is. In all seriousness though, he is. He's underrated. I think people
100.
don't. He's so underrated, and I'm trying to start learning that language so I can create something that we can both get on, and then people can see his gift. Because he has an amazing gift of making people smile and making people laugh.
Exactly.
And you can't teach that. You can get better at it, but you can't be as out the gate and funny as he is. So I'm trying my hardest, and I know it's people like Danny who are really doing the same, really just putting him on and letting him cook a bit. So
Yeah.
and I say this to myself a lot, I'm very, very fortunate that I get to spend every morning, I was going to say waking up with him, but that's only on Friday nights. No, I get to like every morning I get to work with him.
Yeah.
And then, see, you notice I didn't swear there, Ryan. See, brother?
You've just given Regan ammunition. She's going to cut this bit and be like,
100%.
Tim is gonna...
100.
You're gonna be like, oh, Tim.
He wouldn't do that. He'll tell me, you watch him, you get him on there, he'll be like, he wouldn't say crap about me. He wouldn't say I was funny. But it's hard, man, when you're around that dude. Like, I'm funny to my friends.
Yeah.
But when you're around that dude, it's like, damn.
Yeah.
Like,
You got to up your game.
good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so, and he'll come on and say, no, Tim's funny. No. Yeah, so I'm slowly working at understanding that lingo and that language so
Yeah.
we can create something together, which would be amazing. Yeah, I want to do like a travel show with the bro. Go around.
Yes.
Me and him go to like foreign places like Vietnam and eat food over there or muck around and do some other, touristy things and film it because that would be hilarious. But yeah.
You guys would definitely be there. I would watch that.
We
honestly.
have amazing chemistry. It's because we're not the same person. Like if I was a funny dude, like it wouldn't work. Like because it'd be almost be competing. But I know my role, and I know that I get in where I can here and there. But my job is really to make the best product possible. And Regan has a skill and a tool that he has. And yeah, my job is to make sure that I clear the boundary. I throw him alley-oops, we call it. I chuck him some alley-oops and he dunks them. So yeah.
Yeah.
You need that though. That's basic comedy right there. There's always a straight man and there's
100. You go Mark Ellis mentioned Matthew Ridge. Matthew Ridge was the straight edge one. Mark Ellis was the out the gate one.
Point
Yeah.
made.
Hamish and Andy, Jono and Ben.
Yo.
Same thing. Yeah. And we didn't know that until we actually got into it. And we're like, oh man, this just naturally occurred. Yeah, but now me and Regan have some crazy like synergy thing. Like we kind of read each other's minds and it's actually gross. I'm just like, ew. Why are you wearing red when I'm wearing red? Why have you got a flannel shirt on? And I've got a flannel shirt on a Friday. We didn't agree on this, stuff like that.
Yeah.
We've actually done games on the show, on the radio, where it's like the newlywed game, right?
Yeah.
So someone would be like, hey, what's your favorite drink? What's your mate's favorite drink? We got 5 out of 5
Aw.
against a married couple. Against,
Oh my goodness! Oh my god!
against Junior Fa and Junior Fa's wife.
Oh, that's crazy.
And it was like to a T. It was like, so there was a question. We've got it on, it's on social somewhere. And it was like, if you were to buy your partner a gift for Valentine's Day, what would it be?
Yeah.
And they were like, so wrong. And then I go, and I look at him and I go, box of Cody's. And he flipped this thing up, box of Cody's. And like, it's crazy, bro. We've got some, and it's cool to sit back and acknowledge it. But yeah, once it gets on, I think, and I said the other thing about patience.
Yes.
Like we're just very patient at the moment, but we're kind of, once we get an opportunity, whatever that may be, I know that we'll be there for life pretty much, because we did the same thing with the radio. Yeah, we got an opportunity and we killed it.
Yeah. No, that's me.
I love what you said about patience. Not everyone's patient.
Nah, it's weird too, because like during that time of being patient, like that's the goal time. That's when you should be like prepping. Like that's when you prep for when that opportunity comes.
Absolutely.
And then boom, you're in there. So it's those ones that get and the ones that fail, I think, are the ones that get that opportunity when they haven't been doing that work and they haven't been patient. And then all of a sudden an opportunity will pop up. Oh, I'm not ready for that because I haven't put in the work. So yeah.
And also the patience gives space for you to build relationships, to build that strength.
100.
So when that big $1 million opportunity comes in, it's done.
Yeah,
that work is done.
That patience has a lot of networking in it too.
Yo.
Like finding out, who are the people that can help me get to where my goal is and what do I need to do, and asking those people, like, what do I need to do to get here? And, that patience, you just have to wait it out. But it's all about networking and preparing pretty much, yeah.
100. I love your insight.
I'm having a great time here. No, I actually am.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just like, I'm learning. I'm taking all of this, all the wisdoms
Me too.
into my, this thing here. My heart. Ooh. Whawhetaitele lava. Manuelo aso whanau e. I'm not even Samoan.
That's all right. That's all right. This office is Samoan dominated, so I understand.
Yeah, I'm here to balance this out. So.
Yeah.
Oh,
me
He's
and
a
Ryan.
diversity tech.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah,
me
so
and
he's the
Ryan-
Tongan. And the
Ryan
Niuean over there.
And the Niuean over there.
So
So we're here.
diversity techs.
Martin, we're coming for you. Oh, no. That's the big boss.
That's all right. That's all right.
What is it? Can we jump straight into the pies?
Let's go.
Because, as the certified pie connoisseur, as I had put in the intro there, what would be your top 3 rated bakeries that you would say?
Oh, man.
Because I know East Auckland has a beef to pick with you. But.
East Auckland does? Bro. Sorry, Ryan. Okay. I got you on this, bro. Okay, can I have oh no, I think I've got a way of going through this, Ryan. Bro, whakatane East Auckland. Straight up. Whakatane East Auckland, bro. Shakers. Okay,
Read
it's
between the
fine.
lines,
Good.
guys. Read
There we
between
go.
the
But,
lines.
top 3. It's Clendon, and Clendon, bro.
Clendon!
Let's go.
Oh, blasphemy!
Nah, I only listen. I say Clendon because that's my local.
Your local? Oh, okay,
That's where I
safe.
grew up.
Safe.
Every day after school, I would walk past that man that works there. Min is his name. He would hook me up. He'd say, "Hey, bro, can you take these to the rubbish and come back? You can have whatever you want." And I'm like, "Phew, okay, brother, give me those boxes. I'll move them for you." He was that guy, and he's a community figure that deserves some spotlight. Like that's why I always rep Clendon. I went on the project, and they asked me the same question,
Yep.
and I said Clendon is the best. And then he had 40, 50 people lining up outside of his
Yeah.
store.
Wow.
Because I use that platform to highlight local business more than anything.
Love it.
It started off with me being ruthless because I knew if I'm ruthless, people will get down with that. You know, they'll be like, oh, this guy's really, and I was really like quite ruthless there. But then I started realizing that people started going to these places like right after, like, so we'd air an episode on Monday. The next day, if we did a good job there, the next day this place would sell out by 11 o'clock. Like, so my idea was coming off of COVID, coming off of, small businesses struggling. I was like, okay, let's see if I can use this. And I was going to good bakeries. I found out where the good ones were and I was like, oh, this is it. And then they'd sell out the next day and the next week. I had the lady at Baker's Cottage in Kingsland tell me that she had a van full of people from Hamilton show up just to try her pies out.
That's crazy.
Like, it's like stuff like that. Like, and I don't realize it. I do the episode. It gets cut up. My bro Will, shout out to the bro Will that does all that stuff. He'll do all that stuff. We'll put it online. It's done for me, right? But I didn't realize the effect that it had until I went to that, a couple of weeks later to see that lady, and she was just like, listen, we were struggling, but man, you've brought in quite a lot of eyeballs to our thing. So yeah, it's cool. There's a bit of responsibility that goes with it. But yeah, in terms of the top three, like if I'm going like just in Auckland.
Can I just backtrack? There's a bit of responsibility. You really minimize that. There is a lot of responsibility in that, bro. You're providing for livelihoods.
Yeah, thank you.
You're supporting small business. Yeah. That's a big job. So please don't ever minimize that.
Sorry.
That's huge.
Yeah, because I could be like, oh, it's all about the pies. And really, like a lot of people know me as the pie dude. It's not even actually about the pies.
Yeah.
Like Bakery Run, we really use it. It's around my personality and people getting to know me a little bit more, and people going, oh, this guy's he's because if you go back to the first season, I was horrible in front of the camera. Like I was fine. I was mediocre. I wasn't what I am now, and that was because I didn't have experience.
Yeah,
and it comes back to that patience.
Yeah.
Yes,
because my end goal is always towards. My end goal is to be on late night television, like to have my own show.
Amazing.
Blah, 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 blah.
Let's go. Let's manifest it.
Yes, so I want
to do that too.
Yeah, well, you can come on.
We're both on
Let's
grey.
do
We're both on grey.
But like I set out these little goals, and one of them was to get better in front of camera. And so the Bakery Round did that for me, and it's still doing that for me.
Yeah.
I'm still able to get better on camera, and same with crowd. But the first season, man, we were just like, let's just make it about the pies. Slowly progressed into a bit of a talk show anyway. We had all these celebrity guests on and things like that. So yeah. And then when everyone's like, oh, he's the pie aficionado, I'm just like anybody else. Like, it's not like I never went to baker. I'm not a baker. I didn't go there, but I know where to get some good pies.
Yeah.
And so, but no, can I move to the three now?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, you're Katie Pie. Yeah. Yeah, I think the Kingsland Baker's Cottage is one of them.
Conan's Bakery.
Yeah, Conan's. Yeah, that lady there, Yvonne, she makes some amazing pies. There's the Unihunga lunchroom would be one of them.
Yep.
The lady that runs that. Jen, she's amazing. She's choice. But great beef stuff, steak and stuff. They do a corned beef pie as well.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I think I can't go past Blue Rose.
Yeah.
It's pretty hard to not go those ones. But in saying that, all three of those pies quite pricey.
Yeah.
And the hood ones, you got your Clendons. There's a couple in Manurewa. There's another one in Onehunga that we haven't done yet. There's a couple in Takana. There's a couple in Pukekoi as well. The flour mill is really good. Yeah, so like you get to know them, and people send them in all the time, and it's cool, man. I'm all like, great, but sometimes it's great. Yeah. Sometimes when it's just like, hey, bro, or like you need to go here, or why haven't you gone here yet? Bro, shut the hell up, bro.
Yeah, it takes time.
I used to just tell them, you do it then. Just you
go get your camera and go and friggin'.
You do it, and then yeah. So that's how the Bakery Round's been. I mean, it's really been. That was one of the turning points, really, in my life, I suppose.
Amazing.
Running that.
Yeah.
Then I started being able to share the gift that I had of speaking to people, and just sharpened it a bit. Yeah.
You gonna go against those pie places that he's talking about?
Sorry.
Tell us about East Auckland, bro.
Yeah.
East Auckland. Hey, man. Which bakery did you go to East? I forgot.
I've gone to Sunny's one.
Sunny.
That was with Terrell.
Yeah.
I went to one in Pemio.
Pemio?
Yeah,
Which one was that?
That was a horrible one.
Was it the green one?
Nah, it was down by I can't remember what it was, bro. It was season 1, I think. That one. East Auckland. I want to go. We were supposed to go to My Bakery in GI, but it doesn't open on Sundays.
No. But
Come on, bro. We film on Sundays.
But you can buy soju there. Did you do? Oh yeah, that's the East Auckland thing.
Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think a lot of people, especially because I live out east, you know, I grew up in Central. Everyone was like, "Bro, did you see the bakery run guy? He went to one of the worst bakeries here in Owen."
And that's why, because we went to My Bakery and it was closed, so we had to go to that one.
And I was like, "Oh well, our good bakeries here is Baker's Express," and this is just out east. Baker's Express across the road from the pub.
This is the only reason you wanted to get me on, eh?
Yeah.
Yep.
I just want to put it on for East Auckland.
Wait, during planning, what about the pies? I want to talk to him about the pies.
And what is it? Point England Bakery. They do a really nice
Which one?
creamy mushroom pie.
Yeah, they make that. That's the My Bakery, right? Across the road from the school, right?
Point England Bakery.
Yeah,
Point England.
Bakery.
Yeah, they make a good Bushman's pie.
What's a Bushman's pie? I got it.
It's got like carrots in it.
Oh,
It's like
no.
it's like a stew in a pie.
Yeah, see,
Oh.
I make a good seafood chowder pie as well.
Oh yeah, I've had that.
Yeah.
Sometimes,
Mussels,
yeah.
crab. Yeah, crab meat. It's pretty good.
Sometimes they be doing a little bit too much for pies, and it makes
Well,
me cry.
Here's something that's gonna I've been off pies for a while.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
me too.
And it's not because I've had some stomach issues that I've
Mm,
gonna had to address, but yeah, I've just been on a bit of a clean diet a bit.
yeah,
Doesn't show yet.
Yeah.
But it's getting there. But yeah.
I think I just abused pies, and then I was like, "Oh, I'm sick of it."
Oh
now.
man, when
Yeah.
when I was a teacher, like because I had to.
You're a teacher.
Yeah, I was a teacher. I was a teacher for like 6 years.
You
Come on,
feel-
bro. Do your research, brother.
Nah.
I watched your YouTube vlog where you said you're a teacher
Okay,
and you grew up playing games.
that's me.
And your mom went to work.
See,
I did my homework.
This is the homework
did
I'm
my
talking about you for.
I
The
didn't.
bro's over here worrying about pies. This is not a pie podcast, my bro. This is a Tim podcast.
Nope.
Blasphemy.
Do your work.
Nope. I didn't
my
see this on Wikipedia. It wasn't cited.
Did you cite this, brother?
This wasn't cited on Wikipedia.
Yeah, but when I was a teacher going to school, like it was like, you're up late. Come on, kids, get in the car.
Yeah.
Driving. Oh yeah, I'll just go and get pies, and then they just became a bit of a habit. And now I've now been on the radio in the morning. Man, bakeries aren't open at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Some are though.
Some are,
And
yeah.
so I don't go that way. I go the other way. So I don't have to go. I don't get the temptation of, just stop in there. But yeah. So.
Oh man. Yeah, I'm kind of off pies too. It's my weakness.
Yeah.
Mm.
On
Do you
my
think
own
it's
journey.
because of how they taste or how easily accessible they are?
Both?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's because we have savory pies here in New Zealand, and if we woke up in the morning and it was like sweet pies, I'd be like, you wake up in the morning, and especially on a winter's morning, you go out and you go to your bakery and you have that nice hot mince and cheese.
Yeah. There's also a bit of nostalgia there.
Yeah.
Like going to school and high school and just getting a pie, Big Ben pie.
Yeah.
But at that time, you have that metabolism that can handle that, eh?
Yeah.
When you get a bit older, it's like, hey, brother, you ain't in James Cook anymore, my brother.
Yeah, true.
It's time to settle down on that one. But yeah. So, choice.
Yeah.
Are we done with the pie stuff? Because I'm over the pies.
Are you over the pies?
I'm over talking about the pies. So I feel like this is just a trap to get
No.
No. Just so he can go,
No.
hey, brother, can you do this one?
No.
You're just like all the others. You're just like all the others in my
To the
team,
comment
aren't you?
section.
I thought you were different.
So you could go film your own thing, but no.
You do it. How about you do it, eh?
I'll do it, and I'll just interview my dog.
What are you talking about? Everybody knows you. People will come on your bakery run easily, brother.
Nah. I'm trying. I'm like you. I'm trying to like
I know.
separate from
Yeah,
that.
so am I.
Because I want to live long and prosper. Even though that's the wrong Star thing that I've been into. I've been watching Star Wars, not Star Trek.
Isn't live long and prosper? That's Star Trek.
You're
You're right.
Star Trek.
Yeah.
But I've been watching.
Oh,
Star
you've been
Wars.
watching Star Wars.
Do you like film?
Oh man, I'm into everything.
Can we talk about film?
Oh, you want to talk about film?
I want to talk about film. It's really the
Alright,
best
alright.
thing to talk about.
All right.
But I'd love you to lead us into
Ryan's
this.
over there going, "Oi, we've only got like 30 more minutes."
Yo.
Ryan's like, "Oi, this guy's he's already sworn 3 times. Hurry up, get him off. Had enough."
It's lunchtime.
Yeah.
Or you wanted to bring up the Warriors.
Oh yeah, the Warriors.
The Warriors.
So you interviewed that kid at the Warriors game. From
Yeah,
Tauranga,
yeah, that was me.
and
That was me. You're still laughing about that.
that's because it's so real.
Mm.
You know, that kid, like, you walk up to him with his mic, with your mic, and you'd expect that kid to either shy away or put on a completely different face.
Yes.
And this kid just went, "Oh no, I didn't play today.
Boom.
Nah, don't talk smack."
He's great,
Yeah,
eh?
and then I was just like, man, like, if it were anyone else,
Yeah.
I've said that. Yeah.
who was filming that segment, it wouldn't see the light of day.
Exactly.
It wasn't going to see the
yeah.
light of day. It wasn't
Yeah.
even in the final cut for the show.
Yeah.
So I said, "Oh, yo, can I?" So here's the story, right? So we go and do it. So we'll rewind back to the day, okay? Do you want to? Shall I give you the whole
yes,
breakdown?
please. Give us the
Okay,
whole
this is my
experience.
first time being at the Warriors. I don't get Warrior stories.
Yeah.
Because I'm a newbie. There's other old heads that have been there for a while. They do the, like it's kind of like a crowd, certain people do certain things. So I'm like, cool. They're like, "Hey, could you do it?" I was like, "Hell yeah, I'd love to do a Warriors story." Just as, like, I don't know much about league at all. Like I know a little bit about it and I know the rules, but not about the players, blah, 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 blah. And so I get in there and we mic up, we get everything going. And yeah, I just was like, that was the first interview we did of the day. I just finished micing up. This kid was walking. I said, "Hey, brother." And then I say, "Hey, Mosul."
Yeah.
And then he walks on over.
Yeah.
And then that happened. And then I look at the cameraman and he's cracking up. For me, that was just a regular.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
a teacher. I know how to talk to kids. Like,
Yeah.
and I just let them go. And then I egg them on a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I say, "Okay, brother, chair, bro, off we go." And I look at the camera dude and he's just cracking up. And I was like, "What is it?" And because it's the first time I worked with that dude.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Oh, bro, you're in for a treat today, my bro.
Yeah.
We're about to go hard." And we
Yeah.
did it. Bro, there was so much stuff in that shoot that would have been, didn't make it on. So anyway, we go and edit it. I'm there, and then I said, "Hey, bro, do you reckon this will get in?" And the editor, my bro Sean, he was like, "Nah, bro, like it doesn't really push the narrative of the game, so it probably won't." So I was like, "Oh, mate, pass it over here." And so I took it, I put it on Insta, put my
Boom.
phone down, went out to go and do my voiceover,
Yeah.
and to have a look some more edits and blah 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 blah. And then I look down at my phone and I look at it and it's got like, I think it had like 50,000 likes and like a stand in like 2 hours. And I was
Yeah.
like, "Whoa, sheesh, people are really enjoying that." And then even like it's been about like 15, 16 days since I posted that. I'm still getting people like mentioning it and sharing it. And so it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's a cool feeling.
Yeah.
I've never had that feeling before.
And I think it goes back to what you were saying about being authentic. Makes the best content.
But you're so right. No, I don't think anybody else in the mainstream could have done that. Maybe Willie
Yeah.
Waidoa could have done that. Willie
Yeah.
was
Yo.
probably the only dude I think
Yeah.
could have done that.
Yeah.
But everybody else would have gone, all right, see you later, kid, and then
Yeah.
gone. But no,
Yeah.
I gave him his space. Because I looked at that kid and I saw a little bit of myself in that kid.
Yeah.
Just being yourself, just get in there, and I just let him roll.
Yeah.
Just let him go. His parents reached out to me and were very like, "Oh man, our boy's normally pretty shy, but this is
Yeah.
great to see." It was so cool. And I'm hoping to do another story. I'll go down and do a story about his league team and give him some, get him some boots and stuff
That's
like
so
that.
cool.
Yeah,
That'd be
because
mean.
man, the amount of eyes that kid got on both of us and me and Crowd Goes Wild as well, that the least we could do is
Yeah.
go and do a follow-up, go and see him, make sure he's all good, make sure he's got some boots, give him some new boots.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. So that's in the pipeline as well. So yeah.
Oh
amazing.
man.
Yeah. But no, it was cool. It was a
Yeah.
cool experience.
Yeah.
The amount of people that have reached out to me and been like, like that I would never have thought saw my stuff.
Mm.
would be, it's crazy. Yeah.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah, no, it was. Yeah, I like. What is it? I watched it before you were coming in, and I've probably seen it like 20 times, and I'm still laughing, and I'm just like, this kid is. He's so real,
Yeah.
and I was just like, yeah, and just going back, yeah. If it were anyone else, midway through it, they would have just been like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you were like, nah, let's
This is
keep
the
it
guy.
rolling. Yeah,
This is the bro. And, for him to share and have that moment,
yeah,
for some kids, they don't get that moment.
yeah,
Especially our Māori Pacifica kids.
yeah,
Because, and here's another thing too, like when I'm out doing these stories, I purposely I look for those, not those kids, I look for the disadvantaged that never get any shine. Like I'll
Yeah.
go up to, like I'll have a good conversation with, like any person with disability. I'll go, there's heaps of there's like seats at the breakers
Yep.
that go to Disability NZ, and kids go there, and I'm always taking my time out. May not get on camera, but it's the feeling of somebody interviewed me from TV
Yeah.
that they can go home and tell their mum and dad about.
yeah,
You won't get anywhere else. And a lot of people don't even think about that.
yeah.
But I remember being a kid, and I remember being like, oh man, the guy from the TV, I
Yeah.
got to he interviewed me.
Yeah.
And
Me
goodness,
too. Like
yeah.
when I went Southern Cross, and when people would be excited for Polly just to get on camera, and the excitement that you'd feel like, yeah, we got on camera. So totally
Yeah.
get where you're coming from.
But yeah, and the hardest thing about crowd too is it's only like we have to take all that footage and cut it down to 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So, and that's why a lot of the stuff doesn't get put on TV. And that's Ketupai, like it's just it's just how the beast works, But I try my hardest to, especially our Māori Pacifica kids that are just there, and just being themselves. Yeah, there's nothing like it, because those are the kids I grew up with. Yeah,
Mhm.
and that was me.
Honestly, Tim, I'm not looking your eyes, but you have a really good heart. Can we do a gunshot of that?
Wow. Have you got a nuclear bomb alarm on?
I've got a.
Ryan, you better tell her off too.
I'm not being
If she can say, so can I, Ryan?
I'm not being a
Alright.
lick, Tim, but you.
There we go. Hey. Okay, continue. What did you want to say to me?
let me clear my throat for this. I'm not being a lick ass.
Yeah.
I'm genuine when I say this. You have the right heart, and you're the right people that we need in media.
Oh, choice. Thank you.
Straight up.
That
There are
means heaps.
so many, I have my short-lived experience in this, but when you come across people who understand, who have a heart for communities, vulnerable communities, and telling those stories, no one sees it because you're just portraying like a humorous thing or like saying a joke or a small
Yeah.
interview, but they don't know the real reason or vision, purpose behind it.
100.
And the fact that you just emit that with your energy
Yeah.
coming on the show today, I really appreciate your insight and your
Oh,
wisdom.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming onto our show.
Are we finished?
Are we finished?
Wait, can I ask you a basketball-related question?
Give me, Ryan.
You guys
We're not
cut off.
finished.
I was going to put some orchestra music on that,
We're
man.
not
I was going to make it
finished.
really motivational. Okay, we're not finished.
Okay,
All
Ryan.
right,
Ryan,
let's
you
go.
better stop
Let's
that.
go. Tim is now hosting the show because he's here as an experienced producer,
Right,
and he
mate.
will be carrying on after
actually-
this.
No, actually, we're going to finish right here. I'm going to go out to the car park with Ryan.
Welcome
Are you gonna
to
wake up with
In the
him
Car
this
Park
Friday
with
night?
Tim and Ryan.
We're going to make our own podcast. It's going to
Hey.
be the Hooker podcast.
Hey,
No, but no, sorry to ruin that for you. Thank you so much. That means a lot. And it's great to just talk normal. And not that I don't talk normal, but it's nice to have a good conversation about the stuff. So thank you so much.
any last words, Esau?
I still think the Golden State Warriors are gonna win the championship,
Oh, good on you.
even though no one asked.
Yeah.
Thanks,
That's
Esau.
okay. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you,
This is
Esau.
a safe space.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm gonna cry now.
And Tim, any last words to inspire anyone watching our
Yeah,
show?
Tim,
right
man.
now?
It's been awesome having
yeah.
you on.
Oh, thank you. No, just be yourself. I think I know that's really simple and it's quite cliche, but you can get to where you need to get to just by being who you are. Like you don't have to change up. You don't have to be whatever. Some people find it's more comfortable, but like good things come when you're uncomfortable, and yeah, it's good. But yeah, look at Esau. Esau's just coming to the belly of the beast when it comes to the inspirational quotes.
Jeez, this
Yeah.
guy's.
Another one is free Tim, free the bro Tim, let him swear on your podcast. Ryan. That one was for Ryan.
Tim, we're trying to get funding, man. Tim, come on, Tim.
Ryan. Well, you need to get somebody else, not Ryan. Let's get a new producer. We got a new producer.
Should we
Stop
swap?
trying to steal our
Should
team,
we
man.
swap producers?
You can have my producer any day.
Who's your producer?
Aaron, the Western guy. I know I said I wasn't going to say his name. You can have him. Ryan, what are you up to tomorrow morning, bro? 4 o'clock. I'll see you there, eh? Okay. That must be. Hey, we must have had the most Ryan references compared to any other podcast.
Exactly.
Well, I always tell Ryan that I love him.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes, thank you. And we'll leave it there. With all my love that I have for Ryan. Otherwise, I'd get kicked off the podcast. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Good morning.